do appreciate, and thank you once again.
Thank you very much. Can I say what a great pleasure it is to be here. I watch with great admiration the heroic resistance in Mosul and Raqqa, hoping that those two towns will fall shortly. We all acknowledge, those of us who are not Kurdish, the critical role the Kurdish people have played in the liberation of those two, critically those two important towns. The one message I want to give you today is to be as politically active as you can. Because what we know since 2002, post 9/11, that there's been the passing of 50 separate pieces of legislation involving so-called anti-terrorism laws in almost a bipartisan way. And I'm thankful that the ACTU will be active, because it certainly hasn't happened from the Labor Party, I regret to say. And to be politically active is important, because the organisation that's central to the resistance in Syria and Iraq, particularly in Daesh or ISIS, is of course the Turkish paramilitary armed forces. And of course the victory won't come about without their continued support. But part of the 50 pieces of legislation that we've enacted in a bipartisan way includes the prohibition against supporting any organisation involved in self-determination struggles, whether that be for the Kurdish people, whether that be for the Tamil people, or whether that be for the West Papuan people, or any other self-determination struggle. It's an offence against Australian law to provide support directly or indirectly. That includes providing humanitarian support to any of the Kurdish organisations, whether it's the YPG or the PKK or anyone else. It remains an offence under current Australian law. It's not an offence, though, if you are recruited to go and fight for Erdogan in incursions into Kurdistan or anywhere else. That's not an offence. It's not an offence if you're recruited by the Netanyahu government to fight in an occupation of South Lebanon. It's not an offence to be recruited to go and fight for the Assad regime in the repression of the Kurdish people. That's not an offence, because the law says you are not permitted to oppose or attack any sovereign government, however unpalatable, however odious that regime is. It is an offence if you support any self-determination struggle directly or indirectly. That means being in a group like this today, sorry, you're all in trouble, including me. Supporting, as I say, directly or indirectly, financially or in any other ways. And this is my abiding criticism of the legislation. It's cast a very wide net. If any returned Kurdish foreign fighter comes back to Australia and they have dual citizenship, they are now at risk of having their Australian citizenship stripped. That means they'll become a stateless person. That means they'll be placed in immigration detention. That's what we've passed in a bipartisan way. The current government is looking at a provision that allows internment of people who are designated as terrorist suspects without charge. That's a proposal by one of their members, Jim Molan, who was a general that fought in the conflict in Iraq. And he's come back here and says, we should have, in Australia, in a Western, democratic, liberal country, we should have internment without trial. So I say to you, you must be politically active. If we all know, and we all know because we're here, the claim for Kurdish autonomy and statehood is irresistible. If we look at it historically, culturally, 40 million people are entitled to have their own homeland. If it's an irresistible proposition, rationally, logically, then we should be supporting it. Democratic, secular organisations should be supported. My voice is going on me, so I work with Jessie Smith, and I'm going to get her to come up and talk about some of the other struggles that we've been involved in. But what we do know about terrorism laws in Australia are that they are applied selectively. As I say, we don't apply them against any Israeli conscripts, we don't apply them against any Turkish conscripts, even if they are involved in illegal and unlawful incursions into other countries, nor do we oppose, as I said, people being conscripted into the Assad regime. So we have a selective application of these laws. The laws are done for geopolitical purposes. They are done because of our strategic alliances. If the UK and the US say that we should be engaged in conflicts overseas, we of course meekly, timidly, and without any resistance say, yes, where do we go? We need to be able to, as I say, resist those sorts of pressures. My voice is gone, so I'm going to introduce Jessie Smith.